Hi, this is a video journal of the worship ministry introducing our fall season of worship. First of all, I wanted to thank you for participating on the worship team. Worship is so much more than music, and it's more than just singing or playing. The worship ministry is really about you and I creating an atmosphere by which we invite God's presence to encounter people in real ways, in personal ways, but also corporately. And so I just want to thank you for offering your gifts, your talent, your time, your resources for that purpose to say, God, use me, use us as a team to lead people into a worship experience. Once again, you'll be receiving in the mail or attached to this video a schedule. Once you receive it, please take some time to highlight, underline, circle, note, however you do it, when you are scheduled to be on a worship team. Diane has done a great job, spent a lot of time taking your input and putting a schedule together. So I really need to stress your commitment is so vital to be there when you're going to play, be there when you're going to sing, be there. So make sure that you take note of that. It is pretty frustrating to always be juggling schedules around, and I understand that people have emergencies. But even as a worship leader, sometimes I'll put together a list based on who I know I have on the team. But if I get a call at the last minute, the person's not going to be there, then that changes things up. So make sure that you make a commitment to following the schedule that's been given to you. And if you can't, as early as possible, please call Diane. You know, one of the advantages of having multiple worship teams is you don't have to feel like you're on each week. But I need to let you know, one of the disadvantages of having multiple worship teams is you can kind of get lax in your commitment. You can say, there's so many other people that play and sing and do things. Listen, that is just simply not the truth. And again, Diane's done a great job of actually setting teams so you're playing with the same people or singing with the same people. A couple notes for worship leaders. First of all, worship leaders, I need to let you know your primary responsibility is not simply to rehearse the group. In fact, instead of just having a worship practice, I want to strongly encourage you to practice worship. In other words, anytime during the evening that you're rehearsing, take some time to actually worship. And as you do that, maybe you'll take time to share prayer requests, maybe take time to share about what God's doing in your own life personally, and then maybe ask other members what they're going through. A couple weeks ago when I led, we were talking about just the presence of evil. Evil happens in people's lives, and yet will I make a commitment that even though an evil may happen to me or to someone that I love, will I continue to stand firm? And that was just my heart. I had people share about their experiences where things happened. So develop a community during your practice as a worship leader. Again, let me talk about worship sets for a moment. Because you usually lead about once a month, I find it really difficult to believe that I need to get the list like the day before. You know, think about a month from now. Think about, God, what are you saying? What would you like to say through me? Now, some of you I know like to coordinate the music with the message, but you can call me. If I've got a message that far in advance, I'll give you where I'm going. But if not, just take the songs that God's placed in your heart. Get them in advance, and that way we can get them to your team in advance. For worship team members, by the way, we have really tried to eliminate the need for creating these CDs after CD after CD. If you are at all able, and I know some of you are, once the team list has been set, go online, please, and download it to your MP3 player. And that way, that'll save Diane from having to make up the CDs each week. I know you become CD dependent, but please, we would prefer that you download the songs to your MP3, put them on a playlist, and then use that to sing. If you need the CDs, we will have limited amount of CDs available. A couple special things that are happening this year, as you will note on your list. Both New Year's Day and Christmas Day are on a Sunday. And that's why there's a big blank space as to who will be on the worship. I want to assume that you would or would not be able to be there. If you are, we're having one service. It's at 10 o'clock both days. If you are, please, please, please let us know that you can be on the worship team that one or both of those days. We're also planning a Christmas Eve service. And anytime I plan Christmas Eve or we're thinking about doing a Christmas musical, I always do it with fear and trepidation because I never really know who's going to be there. And so if you can let me know whether you would A, like to be part of a Christmas musical, which would involve drama and dance and singing, Christmas musical, or you're able to be part of the Christmas Eve service, let us know in the office as quickly as possible. One other note, I think this fall what we'd like to try to do is to do something that would help build community as a team. You know, we've done dinners together, like potluck dinners, and they've been, marginally successful. But what I'd like to do this time is, most of you know that Hillsong has a church in New York City. And I thought it'd be great if we, after a Sunday service, we took the van in, we shared some lunch, went to the 5 o'clock service, and then drove home after the service. I mean, we'd end up getting back here, I don't know, maybe 9 o'clock, and then you'd be home by 9:30, 10 o'clock. So would you please think about that? If you would like to be part of going into Hillsong Church, experiencing the presence of God together, sharing a meal together, or sharing lunch together, let me know, and we'll plan the trip sometime this fall. Again, thank you for offering your gifts and talents to God. You have no idea how it really does affect people in the way you worship God. They're encouraged to worship God. The way that you respond to God, they respond to God. And worship leading is a vital part of this congregation. One of our core values is that we so appreciate and desire and want the presence of God. Now, we know we're all carriers of the presence of God, but there's something that happens when we get together corporately, and you're really a vital part of making that something happen. So God bless you, and I look forward to worshiping with you.